Everybody, it's Lynn, the leather bag lady. How are you today? I'm late today. It's 2:30, almost 20 to 3. And yeah, just had kind of a wonky day. It snowed. Nothing's really settling, but I wasn't expecting snow today. I rushed out last night with a package at about 8:30 because I didn't want to get snowed in today, but it didn't really come to much. But still have to dust off the car before I head out. I've got another package to take to the post office, and it was kind of cool because it was a young lady who found me on YouTube. So I guess this little venture of mine, for those of you who know me, who follow me, I have no preconceived notions of where it's going, or nor do I care, to be honest. I'm a talker. I love presenting things. I love my bags. And I'm never going to disrespect any revenue that I can create from spending a few minutes with you every day, or Monday to Friday anyway. But yeah, it was kind of exciting. So I don't discount my bags. As a rule, I try and make my bags price very competitively. And I'm certainly not the cheapest. I think in some categories I am. Like my Roots bags are pretty reasonable. But I'm definitely not the most expensive either. I mean, some of these folks, I see some of the prices they put on things and I think, whoa. But hey, that's everybody's own gig, I guess, depending on where you're sending things. Most of my customers come from BC, Montreal, and Quebec. Is that the same thing? I think so. I don't know. and Ontario. I sent a bag yesterday to Oakville, and today this little bag's going to a place somewhere close to Kingston. So wherever we may be, and I sometimes think about how my mom calls me very brave, and I don't know that it's bravery. I just have bullish confidence in some regards, or complete ignorance in others, as we have discovered in my journey of sharing information that isn't accurate or incorrect or whatever. I just enjoy doing it. So if you're new and have never seen me before, hi. My name is Lynn Gledhill. I am also known as the Leather Bag Lady. I live in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, and I am a hobby reseller. I concentrate specifically on vintage bags, which was not my initial offering, but COVID has forced me online. Etsy was a platform that I had dabbled in prior to COVID, but never really took much time with it. And now I love it. I know I've watched many videos with people sharing their negative experiences with Etsy. I have not had any negative experiences with Etsy. Now, as I shared yesterday, my price point per item is a lot greater than some of the folks who are, embroidering and making stickers and labels and fancy notepads and all that kind of thing. I understand that my price point is a little bigger, but there's good and bad with that also. I mean, maybe somebody doesn't mind spending $10 on a sheet of stickers, but they're not going to spend $80 on a Roots bag. So I think there's pros and cons on either side. I just did it, and I appreciate the platform. I don't have a problem with the money they take. And it was explained to me recently that there is an increased amount of income or a percentage that they take if they have generated through their promotional efforts, if they've generated the sale. I used to sell in hair salons. I cold called. I made up a little package, like a promotional package. I went and spoke to the salon owners, and I took a stainless, is it stainless steel? Is that what it's called? Just a little shelving unit that had four shelves on it. It was like 16 bucks from my galvanized steel. That's it, from IKEA. And I went every 2 weeks rather, and I changed out the bags. The salon got 20%, and I got the rest. And I did it for probably about 6 to 8 months, and then things started getting really difficult to find, and the salons had gotten very used to the real brand name stuff, and I just wasn't finding it anymore. So I ended that. And I'm used to, I would do pop-up shops at gyms, and my host would always get 20%. So paying 5% to Etsy, and then you've got your 3.25%, I think it is, to the the credit card platform. I'm okay with that. I really am okay with that. And 26 cents, I think it is, to list. I think it's 20 cents, but that's US. I think it comes to 26 cents. For 4 months, I'm okay with that. I've owned a store. I've paid rent. I've owned a booth at a flea market and haven't sold a thing. I've done all of that. And you know what? So, I've got 360 items times 26. I think I did the math. It was like 90 bucks. So 90 bucks 3 times a year. Maybe there's some people that don't want to pay that, but I will gladly pay that, because the scope and the reach that Etsy has. Maybe one day my Shorties friend Dave, postal worker Dave, I have got postal worker Wendy, and now I've got postal worker Dave, who work at my local postal outlet. He always encourages me to work on my website, because these platforms change their algorithms. They change their what terms of practice, that kind of thing, and it takes away a lot of your ownership, a lot of your. I haven't experienced that yet. Like I said yesterday, I'm really not interested in making any of this my only source of income. I don't think that's a good idea. I still have a job. I'm not able to do it right now with COVID, so I'm not taking advantage of my free time as much as I should be, and I'm very guilty of that. I don't call it lazy. I have called it lazy in the past. I just get very overwhelmed with the amount of things that I could be doing. Like that Instagram for Dummies. I got it last week, haven't cracked it yet. I should. So, that's just personal to me. But yeah, I have no problem with Etsy. I looked at Poshmark, and no, there's just too much competition. My $45 sack bag is selling for 20 on Poshmark. So I'm going to hang on to all that stuff and either look at putting it on Marketplace. But there's so much competition on Marketplace. But you know what I didn't know about Marketplace is people can favorite you on Marketplace, which I think is really, really cool. And I don't think they have the same restrictions that Kijiji has. As in my experience, this is just my experience, disclaimer, because I'm all about that now after, we won't talk about it, but after my little incident with my viewer, I was only allowed to post 28 items in the same category. So Marketplace, I don't think restricts that. Now, Marketplace is a bit funny about listing logoed brand name. I believe I've had some listings kicked out, and it's not consistent, or at least it's not overtly consistent to me. So I'm not sure what you're supposed to do. If you call the brand name in the title, they tend not to allow it. You put it in the body of the description. There is a section for brand. I've put brand in there before. It was not allowed. So I don't really know enough about it yet. I'm still learning. But it's free. It's free and it's local. So, I mean, I had a gentleman yesterday wanted a bag shipped to Stratford, and what was the shipping? The shipping, it was $18 to ship it to Stratford. So, the lady who I'm sending the bag out to in Kingston today made me an offer. Now, it was only $8 off of the total price, and the bag was a bag that, I mean, it's a pretty little cowhide bag, had a little bit of wear on it. But I've had it for a long time, and it had a very short strap. But I mean, if you have a crossbody strap, you could absolutely update that bag. It was small enough that it would sit on your hip nicely. So just learning all the time, and trying to find one platform and stick with it. The thing that made me stick with Etsy was I was told that until you had 100 listings, you really don't show up anywhere. So is that the same with Marketplace? Is that the same, with other platforms? Who knows? So I've just got to kind of keep trucking. And if I'm routinely adding new stuff, maybe the followers on Marketplace will seek me out. Who knows? So that's all stuff that I'm going to be playing with. So if you are kind of on the fence about platforms, don't always rely on what's on YouTube, as I stand here on YouTube. Everybody has their own breaking point with things. People are coming at things from a completely different angle. Just because somebody shits all over Etsy on a YouTube video doesn't mean that it's going to be a bad experience for you. You don't know what their previous experiences were elsewhere, and vis-a-vis, they don't know what yours are. So just, I would suggest finding one or two people that you connect with and like their style, and watch them and see if their information is correct. If they do stumble and come give you something that's incorrect, do they correct it? Do they just ignore it? And do your own research. And you have to experiment. You just have to. And as Gary Vee says, be patient. It's not going to happen overnight. And I can't believe the amount of people that have a side hustle. And is it a side hustle because they're unhappy? Or is it a side hustle just because they're bored? Is it a side hustle because they want to eventually make it a full-time thing? I don't want to make my bags full-time. I don't want it ever to feel like a job. And I've learned more so at the markets that I've been in, if you only sell one thing, you completely limit your marketplace. Now, I'm long enough into this game, it'll be 7 years this year, that I'm okay just selling leather bags. I mean, I've started to get into some fabric ones, something that's very unique or vintage. And I've started, when the thrift stores start opening up again, I messaged Miss Philly yesterday because she had a video of her thrifting. And I just said, you're so lucky. And she said that they petitioned the federal government in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and they got thrift stores deemed essential businesses, which would be kind of nice if they did that in Ontario. But hopefully next week we'll find out if we're out of lockdown and we can start life as we know it again. Anyway, I'm already 14 minutes in rambling. I just want to help support anybody out there who's thinking of, doing something that they've always wanted to do and just are maybe a little fearful. Sometimes too much education can scare you. And definitely with YouTube, I just put the camera on, turned it on, and away I went. I don't edit anything. I don't know how. If my video's blurry, I don't know how. Like my other phone, my brand new phone, all this stuff is backwards. I don't know how to fix it. So you know what? I don't care. I don't care. And if it's not polished enough for whoever's watching, have a laugh and move on. That's basically it. Anyway, I do have 3 bags for you after all of that chitty chat. First bag is a really nice little roots bag. And there is a little bit of darkening. I don't know if you can see it up here. There's your roots insignia. Does it have it on the bottom? No, this particular one doesn't have it on the bottom. There is some scratching. It's a kind of a two-tone. It's like a dark brown, and then it's probably even 3-tone actually. Your trim, your strap color, and the body of the bag are all kind of different colors. So this is a vintage Roots. It's an 80s bag. That's your telltale sign that it's 80s. Roots tag, made in Canada. That's what I was a little surprised by, that bucket bag yesterday. It didn't have any of that, but it did have the Roots stamp on the bottom. So you never know. Inside there is a little bit of I don't know if you can see it. Will it come out? No, it's stuck to the bottom. So there's just a little bit of something there. I've cleaned it. It won't come off. So it is what it is. There is a little bit of adjustment available on the strap, but I don't know why you would want it much shorter than that. I think it's a 9-inch strap drop. Little slip pocket in the front. You're going to get quite a bit in here. There's a nice big gusset to it. And I mean, if you absolutely wanted to, you could add a crossbody strap. You know, you could hook something here and kind of straddle the bag that way. But that's bag number 1. Little vintage 80s Roots bag. Bag number 2 is this little... There are some indentations on the leather, as you can see. I think if you were to use Hadrian's dupe by just bringing it into the shower with you, the steam, I think, would probably pop that out. The gold tone framing is really in good condition. A little nick there, but nothing significant. It opens up. You've got a nice telltale 60s interior, that velvet, a compartment divider with a zipper, and then you've got these little straps that if you wanted to tuck them away, you just tuck it inside and snap it shut, and it's now a little clutch, a little evening bag. The strap is not particularly lengthy, so I think it would be just, it would be just a shoulder. I deconstructed my stand. I mean, I don't use the ring light. It reflects off my glasses and looks ridiculous. And I try and do my videos during the day when I don't need to use a light. But I think I told you many videos ago that it fell apart. So I had taped it, and slowly the gripper for my phone was falling. And yesterday I was like kind of doing my video like this. So I fixed it, but now it's standing upright, and it might even be a better angle. My boobs don't look so big in this one because it's a little higher. So that's okay. All right, and lastly, this little gem. This is from Heritage Leather. Heritage Leather is a company in Kitchener, Ontario. They make all their bags. They're handcrafted, and the quality of the leather is fantastic. So this is a simple little kind of satchel style little bucket bag. The straps are attached at the back. Strap is definitely long enough for shoulder. Yeah, crossbody. It'd be a higher sitting crossbody. Is there any room to put an extra hole? Oh yeah, you could put an extra hole or two if you wanted to. The only thing I find is that if you don't allow enough space for it to tuck under here, it can curl up and it just looks messy, I think. That's my other phone. If you can hear that little, I always keep my phone on silent, but I knew Bruce was finishing work and he would probably call me on the way home, and I was drying my hair. So I wanted to hear when he called. So that's that. So the flap, there is a little bit of wear around the edges. There's a nice slip pocket here, and it's all raw leather inside, which I just love. Oh, the smell of leather gets me every time. And then it's just, I mean, this is a 90s bag. I'd say maybe even 80s. There's absolutely no pockets for phones. There's a slip pocket here, and that's it. I mean, you could definitely get your phone in this front pocket, but that might, I don't know if the raw leather would be a problem for that. I'm not sure. So there's the, I don't know if you can see it, Heritage leather, made in Canada. I've got another Heritage leather bag, which is just beautiful. I think I've done a video on that one. But nice little bag. Simple, 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 but really sharp. Like even this brown sweater that I'm wearing today. Really nice. So there we go. We're another long one today. I had nothing to talk to you about for a while, and now I'm talking your ears off. So hopefully you're all okay. It's Friday. Happy Friday. Hopefully you're going to have a good weekend. It's Super Bowl weekend. Not that we can get together and do anything anyway. Bruce and I are ordering wings from Chuggies, and we're going to watch the game. I know nothing about football. My friend Randy took me to my first Ticat game, and the guy in front was more entertained by my stupid ass questions than anything that happened in the game. The gentleman, a referee, line guy, I don't know, had this rag in his hand and he threw it up in the air. And I said to Randy, I said, what's with throwing the cloth on the ground? And the guy turned around and he went, is she for real? And Randy went, oh, it's going to get much better. And it absolutely did. But nobody really wants to go to football with Randy. Randy has a girlfriend now. Hi, Lori. But she lives a little ways away, so he can't always get somebody to accompany him. And Bruce is a huge Ticat fan, but he has his boys he goes with, and I don't want to get into that. So who knows if we can even go to a Ticat game this coming season. Anyway, have a great weekend. Enjoy the game. Be safe. Don't get together with a bunch of people. Don't do it. It's not worth it. We're going to be out of it. The longer everybody takes to follow the rules, the longer we're going to be stuck in this shit. So please do as you're told. I know some of us don't like it, but just please do as you're told. Anyway, take care. Bye, everybody. See you on Monday.